Hi everyone, this is Zach, and I've been managing Jamf for over 8 years at a variety of different orgs. And today I'm going to share with you 3 smart groups that I think you can use to kickstart the use of smart groups within your company, and also build a great framework to get the ball rolling on how to be proactive with things like security and maintenance. Before we get started, it's worth a quick reminder that smart groups at its core are simply a way to dynamically organize your computers. It should be paired with a policy to see its true strength, which we'll show today. To get started with smart groups, you can find them on the left side of your Jamf Pro instance. When starting out, I would recommend building a great naming convention that you can leverage long term. Leveraging phrases like security, maintenance, user groups, followed by a colon or a dash with additional details can help them be maintained and also track their purpose on a very surface level. The first smart group I want to talk about is built around the problem that every organization likely faces, which is devices not being rebooted often enough. This can be an ongoing issue and in some cases prevent things like software patching. Leveraging a smart group, you can be proactive and use Jamf to take care of the reminders for the users by grouping them together by their uptime. Before jumping into the group, it's worth noting that it does require the creation of an extension attribute. You can call it uptime. You can find a ton of documentation on how to do this in Jamf Nation or write up your own script if you feel comfortable. It's important, though, that your uptime is measured in a single int, likely days, in order to be operated on more with things like more than or less than. You see, you can't have things that say 30 days and 2 minutes because that is not a measurable phrase. It's best to have it a singular number, and in some cases, you can have 2 types of uptimes, the readable and also the sort of int value that you're going to measure against. Once you have the foundation set, taking a look at this smart group, you can see I've set the criteria to add any device that is up for greater than 30 days, leveraging that uptime extension attribute that I have created. As mentioned earlier, this itself is a great way to categorize, but we need to attach it to a policy to give it its strength. The policy is scoped to computers that are greater than 30 days, which is the smart group that we just created. Once the policy is set, it will kick off a script and prompt them to reboot. This is being proactive and preventing the need for technicians to reach out to people who haven't rebooted or potentially unnecessary tickets created that are easily resolvable by uptime maintenance. So we were just focusing on maintenance, but now we're going to focus on the security of those devices. So that smart group is all about keeping your devices healthy, but we're going to jump into how to keep your devices safe. This smart group is focused on restricted software. Depending on your business's security posture, this could be a great framework to help complement existing security workflows. There's likely a few applications you definitely don't want your users installing. This might be a simple preference such as WhatsApp to avoid messaging tools on work devices, or a more apparent security risk such as uTorrent or cleaning apps like Dr. Cleaner. You can't hit every application with this, but as you identify trends, this is a great way to keep the team highly alerted to certain software pain points, such if you notice a group of team members are installing a certain app, you can put it in here. While getting a list of users who have restricted software is helpful, it still requires you to engage and uninstall the software. This is where, again, we build out a policy that allows you to act on this without having any technical team member engage. So in this policy, it's the same thing. We are scoping to this targeted smart group, and we're using a script to automatically remove this software. You can even use the parameter values to dedicate certain types of installs or uninstalls to these parameters and build out scripts accordingly. This is a great way to keep things organized for growth as time goes on. Now with our last smart group, we're going to continue on the vein of security, but we're going to talk about physical security. We just finished talking about software security, but now we're going to talk about physical security of your on-site devices. It's very likely your organization has on-site devices. These can be anything from Zoom room iPads to loaner carts to shared laptops inside of a clinic. All of these are great examples of devices that are meant to be on site and not taken home. It's very likely if one of those devices were accidentally borrowed or stolen, you would want to act on that. In Jamf, you can create a group that leverages the IP address range using regex. Regex allows you to give specific information about that IP in a very specific format. In this case, I'm saying the first octet is 67, the second octet is 169, and then from there, it can be anywhere from 1 to 3 digits, a period, and 1 to 3 digits. Just going to show you that really quick, in case it's not so easy to see. That is the regex for this command. In short, this allows us to declare the network, but leave the host information dynamic. By leveraging static groups, you can basically say any device that is loaner car A or B that does not have a network IP should be added to this group. Just like we've done in the last two, we can go ahead and build out a policy and scope these devices to that target. When that policy is triggered, you can kick off a thing like a full screen prompt or potentially steps that would lead them to the next steps of returning the device. Now, we've talked through these 3 frameworks of smart groups, and hopefully that's given you some ideas on how to be proactive within the org. You can ask yourself, what information do I need, and what would I do if I got it? Between smart groups, extension attributes, policies, you should be able to be proactive with nearly every problem faced by a Mac admin. I recommend checking out a bunch of other resources like Jamf Nation or Mac communities, but for now, I hope you enjoy the video and get out there and make some smart groups.